everybody, this is Hana from the Dalai Lama's Nails. I'm going to show you a tutorial today for how to create these floral nails over dots and stripes. Hope you enjoy it! Here's everything you're going to need to create today's look. Of course you'll need a base coat and a top coat. I only have one green pictured here for the leaves, but I ended up using two different shades. You'll need a nude color to do your art on top of, two different colors of blue for your dots and your stripes, and three different kinds of pinks or rose colors to do the flowers. You'll also need a dotting tool with a large and small end, a small detailing brush, and a striper. Start by prepping your nail with base coat and then polishing with 2 or 3 coats of a nude shade. I'm using OPI Don't Pretzel My Buttons here. Once your base color is dry, you're going to go in with your stripes. I'm using OPI Can't Find My Checkbook. Use a striper brush to draw stripes down basically the center of the nail. I like to let the brush do the work for me by laying the brush pretty flat against my nail and then dragging it to the free edge. It makes a pretty straight line. For this look, pretty much just do 2 stripes. That's what I could fit on my nail. Next we're going to do dots on the other half of the nail. I'm using OPI I Saw, You Saw, We Saw, Warsaw for my dots. You're also going to need a dotting tool. I'm using a double-sided dotting tool and I'm using sort of this smaller-ish side of it for the dots. I blobbed a little bit of polish onto my work surface off to the side and then dipped the end of the dotting tool into it. Then I lay the dotting tool against my nail to create round, even dots, and I'm doing 2 staggered rows. Next we're going to work on the flowers. I'm using OPI A Definite Must-Have as the base of my flower. Ideally you should wait until the dots and stripes are dry. I didn't really here and it caused a little bit of problems, but it worked out okay. Take the larger end of your dotting tool and kind of just blob on the base part of the flower. It doesn't have to be even or perfect. You're going to paint over it anyways. Next, grab a lighter pink. I'm using OPI Mod About You. We're going to add some definition to the flower, starting with some highlights. So I ran into 2 problems here, which you can totally avoid by doing the following. First of all, choose a highlighter color that's not thick and goopy. And second of all, wait for your blob to dry a little bit before proceeding. I dragged it a little bit. Anyways, load up a fine detailing brush with your highlighter color and go in and add some swirly petal shapes to your flower. Again, this doesn't have to be even because you're going to go over it with one more shade, and you can always go back again as many times as you want to add the kind of definition that you like. Next you'll need your 3rd pink or rose color. I'm using OPI Schnapps out of it. Load up your fine detailing brush and go in and draw in some more swirly petal shapes. The idea is to create a little bit of depth so that you don't just have a blob and you have something that looks a little bit more like a flower. And if by chance you end up with something a little more blobby than flowery, like I did here, you can go back with some of the other shades that you use to lighten things up a little bit. You can see me here going back in with a definite must-have just to lighten things up compared to the other nails. Grab the lighter of your shades of green. I've got Zoya Josie here that I'm going to use for the base part of my leaf. Load up your detailing brush with that shade of green and go in and create 2 kind of blobby leaf shapes. And the motto of the day is that this doesn't have to be perfect because in a moment you're going to use a darker shade of green to define the leaves a little bit more. So don't worry if they don't look perfectly leaf shaped. Using Zoya Sean to create the outline of my leaves. I'm going to load up my detail brush and just briefly outline the edges of the leaf to give it a little bit more definition. Funny story, as I'm recording this voiceover for this tutorial, I just realized that I accidentally deleted the part of the video where I show you how to outline the leaf that I just mentioned. But it's really as simple as it sounds. Go in with your detail brush and outline the leaf, and you'll create some nice definition, and it'll look great. Finish with some top coat and clean up if you need to. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and sorry for the part that I deleted.